Good morning. Welcome to Strong Like Silk. I'm Stacey Lei Krauss. That's SLK in the silk. I'm so glad you joined me today. Today we'll be using a wall for our flexibility session. I'm so glad you've joined us today. We've got a special birthday girl here, so thanks for joining us for your birthday. So nice. So we have a very short session today. I'm shooting for about 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But today we'll be using the wall for resistance and assistance. Leaning against the wall can make you feel so good, you know, such a sense of relief because you know that you've got security behind you. So all you'll need for today's class is a wall, enough wall so that you can make a starfish on your wall, okay? So if you have anything hanging on your wall, please just take it down and be very mindful of that nail or the hook that's hanging there because we wouldn't want you to cut yourself, right? Having a mat laid out in front of your wall would be great. You should bring the mat up on the baseboard just a little bit and oh, look at that, we've got some special sun today. And if you don't want to bring your mat up, what you can do is use a small hand towel to protect your knees. Okay, so that's up to you. And then of course, if you have a yoga block, that would be wonderful. Okay, so we're going to start off with a gentle sun salutation, sun A, we've got the sun, so we might as well. And we'll do this just a few times. The word this week, the word of the week is emotion. It's a special Valentine's Day week, okay? So our mantra is emotion in my mind, emotion in my body. I link my breath and flow. And for those of you who haven't been with me for this word yet this week, we just need to remember that, of course, emotions can take up mind space, right? Good or bad, and sometimes it can be very distracting. Emotions can also manifest in our body as like back pain or neck pain, stressful things. So the more we're able to use our breath along with our emotions and try to let go of those things that aren't serving us, it's actually quite alchemaic. We can actually make changes within our own body and within our own mind. We have this special superpower, which is called self-regulation. So let's see if we can use that today, along with our exercises, okay? And then we'll get right to it. We'll get into some stretching exercises, a little bit for your upper body, a little bit for your lower body, and I think you'll feel better by the end of this class today, all right? So here we go. Just come to the center of your space. You could stand about 2 feet away from your mat. Bring your feet together, please. And then let your ankle bones touch and your knees touch as well. And inhale, reach all the way up. Bring your hands together and slide them down to your heart, Namaskar. Place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on top of that. Now just take a moment with yourself to feel the thump of your heart. That is your vibration. Emotion in my mind, emotion in my body. I link my breath and flow. Inhale, reach both arms up, the mountain pose. Now draw your elbows back and roll your shoulders back a few times. I'd like you to massage your upper back. And hold the next one back and open up your chest. So puff your heart open, tilt your chin up and say, Now reach both arms all the way up overhead, steeple grip, and that means you'll interlace your fingers and lift your index finger up, point your thumb back behind you, and now press your straight arms back behind your head. Lift up and look at your hands. Exhale, press your hips forward and reach back. So lifted back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart and now fold forward, come all the way down. See if you can touch your toes. If you can't quite touch the ground, you can take a block and place it in your space. Give yourself just a couple seconds to be creative and contemplative, just bending and stretching and twisting and shaking your head and feeling the blood rush into your head and puff up your skin and your eyeballs. Recognize this feeling of pressure. It's kind kind of the same feeling that you get when you get triggered, right? So exhale through that space. And now inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. See if you could get your legs straight. And if not, a slight bend is fine. Lift your tailbone up, reach through the crown of your head, and stretch out through your fingers back behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Now lift your heels and come down into a small ball. Use your fingers underneath your toes to lift and spread your toes out wide, especially number 3, 4, and 5. So spread your toes out, and now press your heels down, and now lift your heels up. Press down and up a few times. Now remember, we're in our warm-up phase, right? We're just circulating, lubricating, motivating the different areas of our body that maybe have gotten a little tired or lazy, or maybe you're just waking up and they need to be awakened. Press your heels down. Inhale, reach up the mountain pose. Now you can either cactus out your arms or reach into your lifted back bend. We already practiced. Inhale, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, touch your heart and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. You can stay here or move into small ball. Let's do this a few more times. Ready? Mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Small ball. Inhale, reach up and hold. Bring your hands down to your heart. Okay, now 2 things. We'll start to use this wall. If you're moving into a lifted back bend with your arms overhead, come close enough to the wall so that you can actually touch the wall with your thumbs. And also close enough to the wall where you can actually sweep back and touch the wall with your fingertips. All right? Let's try it again. Inhale, reach up the mountain pose. Exhale, lifted back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, maybe small ball. Inhale, reach up. Emotions in my mind. Emotions in my body. I link my breath and I flow. Emotions in my mind. Emotions in my body. I link my breath and flow. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale your hands down to your heart. Okay, let's turn towards the wall. We'll do some upper body stretching. For your first stretch, I'd like you to place your forearms on the wall. Fingers up, forearms on the wall. Step your feet back and sink your chest down. So my legs are straight. You can keep a slight bend in your knees if that feels better for you. Okay, but your chest should be dropping down further than your heart. So your eyes are up on the wall. You'll feel a deep stretch in your shoulders. This preps you for the dolphin pose. For those of you who have a mat practice, and dolphin might be a little tough for you. It's a back strengthener, a shoulder stretch, a deep breath in, a long exhale. One more round of breath. Inhale, exhale. Curl your tailbone under and roll through your spine. Press yourself up. Walk closer to the wall and bend your right arm so you have a 90-degree angle in your right arm, like this. And then you'll turn your body to the left side of the room. Now look down at your feet. Your ankle bones should be touching one another. You should have anywhere from 6 to 18 inches away from the wall. The closer you are, the more gentle this exercise will be. Okay, and you'll know right away what you need. I'd like you to sink your hip into the wall. And if this stretch is too much for you, then bring your feet closer to the wall. Now wrap your left arm around your body, palm exposed. Draw your shoulder back and gaze over your shoulder. Try to relax the muscles in your face Soften your jaw, soften your brow, and find a little sparkle behind your eyes. A deep breath in. That little sparkle behind your eyes is something that you create consciously. Kind of softens everything. You could think of it as seeing the world through rose-colored glasses, right? So you're putting this, your own filter on things, your own sparkly filter, just allowing what feels challenging to feel easier. Inhale, exhale. Relax your arm down by your side. Reach your right arm over your head. So it's straight up over your shoulder, and now press your hip away from the wall. Your outside leg crosses in front. Your outside elbow tucks into that fleshy pocket between your rib cage and your hip. So tuck in there and then sink your hip back in again. So now your whole rib cage should be resting on the wall. Your top hand comes to your head, better to your neck, and even better to your upper back. So feel your triceps stretch here, and then lean, lean, lean into your elbow, fingers wide open, and press your thumb back behind you. A deep breath in, and a long exhale. Reach your elbow up to the ceiling, press your thumb back behind you. Doesn't this feel good? If it feels so good, say, ooh, this feels so good. Affirming yourself every day, all day, as often as you can. Because if you don't do it, who will do it? Relax your outside hand, please. Reach your inside hand up the wall. Press your hip away. Uncross your leg. Notice and observe how this feels. And then walk under your arm as if it's a little umbrella. Bring your feet together, please, so that your ankles are touching, and you should have 18 to 24 inches away from the wall. Enough so that you can place your hand on your hip and press, press, press your hip into the center of the room. Inhale, exhale deeply. Inhale, exhale a lot. Now turn your neck, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. So your nose should be pointed towards your elbow. Relax the muscles in your face. One more deep breath. Turn your head back, press your hand off the wall. Inhale, reach up, exhale, sweep down. And just lean against the wall for just one moment and observe. Observe yourself. Notice what you feel. Recognize that even with these very gentle stretches, your heart rate might be a little bit elevated. Emotion in my mind, emotion in my body. I link my breath and flow. Shall we do the other side? It would be really weird if we didn't. All right, lift your left arm up, please. So you'd want a 90-degree angle. Left arm, and you'll lay your arm onto the wall. Come very, very close. So lay your whole body on the wall for now, okay? Once you're there, once your elbow is even with your shoulder, then take small steps to the right side of the room. Look down at your feet and give yourself about 12 inches away from the wall. Squeeze your ankle bones together so that they're touching, as well as your knees. Now sink your hip so that your hip is resting on the wall. And if this feels like too much of a stretch for your shoulder or your chest, then come closer to the wall. Wrap your arm around your body. And exhale, open up. So draw your elbow back, lengthen your neck, and then turn. This is a good time to observe
Any imbalances between one side and the other side. Okay, soften from this posture, so just relax a little bit. You can press your hand into the wall and lift your hip away. Now slide your left arm up, reach straight up to the ceiling. Your hand should be in line with your shoulder. Your outside leg will cross in front. Squeeze your legs tight, and then sink your hip into the wall. Your elbow will come into that little fleshy pocket, and look, you'll need to bend down to reach that space. All right, there's a good chance you can't just stay upright and reach that pocket. You want to bend into it. And then begin to press your thumb back behind you. Your top hand will come down to your head or your neck, or even better, to your upper back. Look towards your hand and press your thumb back. So you're bending, you're folding, you're twisting. You should feel your left rib cage resting on the wall. You should feel your your left tricep stretching. Lifting your elbow up, pressing your thumb back. One more round of breath, please. All right, begin to soften your outside hand. Lift your hip away from the wall, reach your arm up, uncross your leg, and now walk under your arm as if it's a little umbrella. Place your hand onto your hip. Bring your feet together and press, 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 press your hip into the center of the room. Use this time to celebrate yourself. You should feel so proud of yourself for showing up for this, taking the time to stretch your body and to breathe deeply. Taking your time to soothe uncomfortable spaces in your body, to release uncomfortable emotions. You're not forcing them out, you're just letting them go. Turn your head up, look beyond your elbow, sparkle with your eyes. A deep breath in, a long exhale. Turn your head back, and now press your arm into the wall and relax all the way down. You can lean against the wall for a second. Woo, that was a really good one for me today. How is that for you? Okay, now our next stretch is quite deep. I'll ask you to pay attention to your body. Be careful, take care of yourself here, okay? I'd suggest grabbing a block if you have tight hamstrings or a tight lower back. If you do have lower back problems, you might want to watch this one first. Maybe this exercise is not for you. You get to decide, okay? Please take care of yourself. Place your block on the floor in case you need it. All right, take your feet apart very wide. And pardon me, I'm quite exposed here during this exercise, but hopefully you'll be doing the same thing in just a second. You'll bring your hands onto the wall, you'll tuck your chin a lot, and you'll walk down the wall. Bring your fingertips to the block or to the floor. Lift your heels up, and then lean your back into the wall itself, and then press your back into the wall. Give yourself a couple seconds here. Now, this is a wonderful place to allow full decompression of your neck. So let your head hang heavy. Try to bring your neck flatter into the wall. And now, once you've found a little bit of comfort here, then you can walk your feet closer to the wall. And when you're ready, lower your heels down. You might find that you're able to slide a little bit further down. There will be many of you who can get your back flat onto the wall. I'm not quite there yet.
the one thing that I will suggest for you is if you're feeling a little bit scared being upside down, you can rest your head on the block. That will give you a sense of security. But as soon as you're bold enough to remove that block, please do, because you'll really get more of a benefit in letting your neck decompress. You could place your hands on the block. You could place your hands on your feet or around your ankles. Or you can slide your hands up to the ceiling. Now this will be the most intense position we'll move to today. Arms straight, hands flat. Okay, we've got one more very small adjustment. Think about your quadriceps, the muscles just above your knees. Squeeze your thighs. So squeeze your quadricep up off your knees so that your hamstrings release. Emotions in my mind, emotions in my body. I link my breath and I flow. And now give yourself a gentle sway from side to side. So sway your hips just about an inch over to the right, an inch over to the left. Or maybe a centimeter or two. All right, swaying, swaying. Now remember, you can come back to this stretch at any time. All right, pardon me, I know my microphone is getting kind of funny here. All right, but now let's release out of this stretch, and coming out of the stretch is quite important. So place your hands on the floor or on the block. Soften your knees. Now listen, please. Knees soft. Bring one hand to the wall and then the other hand to the wall. Slowly roll through your spine and crawl yourself up bone by bone by bone. And now place just your forehead on the wall. And roll across your forehead, your third eye. This is the space on your face that shows all of your emotions. So soothe that space. A very gentle reminder, you are safe. Okay, press yourself away from the wall. And turn back so that you're facing me, please. How do you feel? Let's do another little wall stretch here before we get down on the floor. Take your feet wide. So keep your heels on your mat, so this way you don't slide away. And then bring your seat onto the wall. And this one is a stretch that you could do anywhere at any time. Right? You're just taking your feet apart nice and wide to open up your hips. You'll press your hands into your thighs and press your knees back towards the wall. Go ahead and take a few moments just to twist and twist. And of course, any of these exercises you can practice on your own separately, right? And that whole upper body sequence is so good if you're stuck on your computer all day. That static position, twisting and twisting. All right. Okay, if your body is asking for you to hold in one position, you should. Return into the center. Let's just lower down to the floor. Come onto your knees. Now this is a good time to, if you want to, use your towel if you don't already have the mat folded up. But I'll ask you to come into tabletop, okay? And now I'd like you to fold your right leg so that your knee is tucked into the corner. You can see that my foot is on the wall. Hopefully you're not wearing blue nail polish on your toes.
And then you'll step your left foot forward. Okay, so we've got this nice low lunge. Now, if you have a block, it might be comfortable for you to place it underneath your right hand and bring yourself up to a lunge. Okay, so the first part of this exercise is sinking your hips down. And if you'd like it to be relaxing and restorative, truly, just rest on a block. And sink your hip flexor towards the floor and just draw your shoulders back. Make your spine long, reach from the crown of your head. Now, if you'd like to add on to this stretch a little bit, you can place your left hand on the inside of your left leg, expose the sole of your foot. And if this feels really good, let's continue on and get a little bit of a twist. So draw your shoulder back. And then you can, if you'd like to, you could place your hand on the wall behind you. Do remember to relax your face and your neck. Give yourself a little smile. Now, if you have the time, I always suggest holding these stretches for 2 to 3 minutes minimum, right? So if you have the time and you're using this video today, you can get into the stretch and then hit pause and hang out for a couple seconds, right? And then hit play and continue on with me. That would really be the best way to use this video. Okay, come on back, place your hand on your thigh, and now you'll scoot your foot in more, okay? And come up to a high lunge. So if this is too intense, just bring your foot forward, okay? But if you feel good, you can reach back with both hands and hold onto your heel. Draw your elbows back. Maybe you'll place your elbows on the wall. Maybe you'll place your head on the wall. And wow, how about that for a quadricep stretch? A deep breath in, a long exhale. Emotion in my mind, emotion in my body. I link my breath and flow. Bring your eyes forward, please. I know some of you wanted to stay longer. Fold your front leg down. Okay. And now we'll just simply switch sides. So go ahead and fold your left leg. Place your knee into the corner with care, and then step your right foot forward. Grab your block if you'd like to use it. And then sink your hip down, down, down. This particular stretch is so good if you sit in a chair all day, right? Opening up your hips, lengthening your spine. Sinking your hips down to the floor. So each time you exhale, allow your hips to get a little heavier. And then you can place your right hand on the inside of your knee. And then just press your knee back. Expose the sole of your foot. And if you'd like to, you can take the twist further by turning to the side. You could place your hand on the wall and twist and twist. You know, when we twist our body like this, you have the capacity to wring out, to detoxify. It's really great for digestion and elimination of food and of, thoughts and emotions. So if there's something that you really need to get rid of, this is a good time to let it go. All right, let's unwind, untwist. Take your time coming out of the twist. Place your foot down, toe heel your foot back onto the mat. You can tilt your block up if you'd like to have that additional assistance. And then scoot your foot a little bit closer to the wall. And you're welcome to stay right here. This might be enough of a quadricep stretch for you. Right? But if you'd like to take it further, then capture the heel of your foot in your hands. You could draw your elbows back. And maybe you'll bring the top of your head to touch the wall. And take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Emotions in my mind, emotions in my body. I link my breath and flow. And now bring your eyes forward. Well, we worked on some very challenging muscles today. You opened up your shoulders and your chest, your hamstrings and your quadriceps, and you worked into your hips. Go ahead, fold your front leg, please. Let's move out of this stretch. You could crisscross your legs and roll back against the wall and snug your seat into the wall. And draw your shoulders back. Give yourself a moment and think about your spine from the ground up, and move your spine bone by bone, vertebra by vertebra, up against the wall. Do your best to flatten through your lower back and flatten through your neck. Place your left hand onto your heart and your right hand on top of that. Emotions in my mind, emotions in my body. I link my breath and flow. Say to yourself, self, I'm proud of you for showing up today. You are a slightly different person than you were just 1 hour ago, and you're moving in the right direction. You can blink your eyes and return back to life. I hope you had a good experience. It was an honor and privilege to be your guide today. Please reach out if you have any questions. The divine and creative light inside of me honors and respects the creative light inside of you. Namaste, friends. And happy birthday, Fiorella.